Hello, everyone. This is Nitya. Thank you so much for listening in. So, the name of this video is Guys, Don't Wait for a Woman to Peer into Your Life, but reclaim your sexual, authentic sovereignty for yourself first. So, I've decided to make this video because I very often get those comments by men who approach me in my sex and intimacy coaching practice with men. And they're saying things like, well, I'd love to work on my sexuality, but I don't have a partner, so I can't do that. So, this kind of thinking is really very common. And I want to point out how it's undermining you as a man, and it's also false in a way. So this is based then on what I want to share with you, because if you believe that your sexuality and to experience your sexuality is something that can only happen when you have a partner, then you're kind of becoming dependent on that. So it's not a nice feeling. It's a disempowering feeling, and it also shows that you're not connected to your sexual life force, which is very common because this is the way we've been taught and conditioned to believe that sex is something you have with another person. Where in reality, our sexual life force is our life energy. And by being connected to this energy and being in flow with this energy, we get so much more energy and so much more radiance and charisma and exuberance and joy and pleasure in our life, not only when we're making love, but just for ourselves in our daily life, in the way we move, the way we breathe, the way we walk, the way we talk. We can experience and express our sexuality all the time. So, so if you're a man and you're thinking in that way, it's not helping you, and it's also, I understand that it's creating a feeling of not feeling confident, because if a year has passed, or maybe more for some people, since you last had a partner or last had a lover, then guys say things like, yeah, I'm feeling rusty, I'm feeling out of action, I'm not feeling very confident. And that's natural, because it indicates that you're not connected to your sexual sovereignty and to the fact that your sexual life energy and the most important person in your sex life is you. So with the men that I coach, what we work on is a 10-week program that's based on these five foundations that I'm going to share with you today. So these are five foundations that are all about reclaiming your sexual life force as your own, so that you can enjoy yourself as a sexual being regardless of if you have a partner at the time or not. So the five foundations, or the five keys, are as follows. Key number one is, who are you being? So who you're being is really about your vibration and who you are being on a frequency, on an energetic level. It's it's the emotional states that you spend most of your time within, that people can feel when they get close to you. And it's these emotional states that gonna enable you, or not enable you to go where you want to go in life. So we often told that it's all about what you do and doing the right thing, but it's actually about who you're being before that. Because if you are thinking thoughts that are a bit limited in nature, if you have some limiting beliefs and you're thinking some negative thoughts, then that's going to create an emotional state that is a bit kind of hangdog inside you. And it's going to create kind of a color and nuance that you are sending out. And that is going to reflect in your results. And it's going to attract a person that resonates with that vibe, rather than the kind of person that your heart is longing to meet and who you really want to be, who you know you can be in your heart. So this is where who you're being on an emotional and energy level is super important on this journey. And step number two is similar but still a bit different. So I call this depth and stillness within. So this is connected with the stillness within you that's beyond your thinking even. It's about your ability to anchor in stillness inside yourself, and in stillness and conscious presence and awareness. And in our busy culture, this is something that a lot of people don't spend a lot of time doing, because we are so busy, and there's so much focus on thinking and doing. So many people don't have a lot of practice in being in stillness. So, especially for you as a man, if you approaching a woman and you want her to trust you and to open up with you, your ability to be still and to meet her gaze and hold her gaze and be confident and comfortable in being still and present with her, this is absolutely crucial. And especially when it comes to making love with her, because if she feels you not being fully present with her, she will not trust you to be there for her, to open up to her full sexual potential. So your conscious presence is incredibly important for you as a man, for yourself and with your woman. And the third step is moving from passion. So this is about connecting with your whole body. And men in our culture have been taught to not express themselves so much through the body, but to move like a man in quite rigid ways, which is really unfortunate because that leads to the body becoming rigid and stiff, which means that you will lose a bit of the ability to feel pleasure and enjoy through your body. And and this can be reclaimed when we learn to connect with the body and to awaken the body again by learning to express our passion and all our emotions through the body. And this is the antidote and the opposite to the Plankman version of lovemaking, which I talked about in my last video, getting to the body, guys. It's this, this kind of lovemaking style. I'm sure many men will recognize themselves, and many women have experienced this. You see it in porn as well. So this lovemaking style, the plank style, is very limiting for both partners. So I think there's not a woman in this world who wouldn't rather make love with a man who is flexible and open in his hips and his body and can move in flexible ways rather than this rigid plank version. So that's key number 3. And key number 4 is about conscious touch. So we often hear about the importance of knowing where to touch and where the woman's secret spots are and things like that. And while that's important, what's even more important is the quality of your touch. So when we learn to activate our touch through our hands, activate the healing power through our hands, then it doesn't really matter where you touch. Of course, the touch is going to be amazing. And to learn this is something that everybody, all of us can learn. We all have this healing capacity in our hands and in our bodies. And it is very directly linked to the previous 3 steps. But who you're being, your frequency, your vibration, your ability to be in stillness and silence, and also your ability to express your emotions through your body. And when you have that, then the flow of your healing energy through your hands becomes really natural and easy and joyful. And every touch, even the slightest touch, will become magical and divine. So that's the key number 4. And key number 5 is, last but not least, drum roll, ejaculation mastery. So this one is super important for guys, and there's not enough awareness in our society about the importance for men to learn to master his ejaculations. And it says low battery on my phone, so I'm gonna hop down to the PowerPoint here. So hang on. Okay, let's plug in. Okay, we're back. Okay, so the ability to master your ejaculations as a man is super important, because by ejaculating every time that you're having sex or masturbating, you are losing enormous amounts of energy, which affects your energy levels and your stamina and your strength in lovemaking, the strength of your erections, and even your mental clarity, focus, and willpower is affected by frequent ejaculation. And so that's just for yourself and for your own health and strength. but also then when you go to make love with a woman, to be able to actually go with a woman on her arousal wave, which is infinite. You can't do that if you don't know how to master your ejaculations. And the mastery of your ejaculations, by the way, is not just about lasting a bit longer. It's much more than that. It's your ability to circulate your energy so that you can go higher and higher and higher with your woman in lovemaking. Lovemaking becomes timeless like that. So that's key number 5. And please ask me questions in the comments or send me private message. And love to hear from you. You can email me to nitya@authenticitycoaching.com.au. Subscribe if we are on YouTube. Get in touch with me via my email if you want to come on my email list, my newsletter. And it'd be great to hear from you. And thank you so much for listening in. I talk to you soon. Bye bye.